What's up, fellow Pokemon fans? I'm Brascoin, and I'm here with another Pokemon Legends Arceus video. This time I wanted to cover a few tweets that I've seen floating around Twitter. While we haven't received the most leaks yet, Riddler Coup has been quite quiet on this matter. The Twitter account that I initially saw leak the Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl game file has been very active on Twitter, and let's take a look at those and kind of see how we can piece all of these parts together into a cohesive story for a low stakes theory as to how I think the introduction to the game is going to pan out. With that in mind, Eclipse Darkrai Umbra has officially declared, and I think with this we can start out leak season finally. And as they're the person that leaked the game for Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl last time, I find this to be a credible source to rely upon with it being leak season. So with that in mind, let's dive into the tweets. Real quick before we get into all of these tweets, they're going to be taken from a number of sources, mainly Eclipse Darkrai Umbra, Legends Eevee, Ball Guy, Pori Leaks, and even Centro Leaks. With that in mind, the sources to all of these photos that I'm going to be using and then some are all going to be in the description, so make sure you click those, give them a follow and a like on their Twitter page to let them know that we're supporting them as always. I don't want to just steal their photos and all that. Credit where credit is due and all that. So let's officially dive into these photos here. Alright, initially right off the bat we have a cover. On the left hand, we have the front cover. It looks pretty decent, not gonna lie. Like, I believe this to be an accurate photo. It's got the reflection of the light correctly in the photo there below his thumb. You can see his phone. You can see his thumb on the case itself there, reflecting back in the plastic. You can also see the iced coffee a little bit below the thumb as well, it looks like. And it appears to be a pretty decent photo. I think this is a reliable leak. Same person on the middle photo here. The game case is open. We see a picture of the cartridge, and gonna be honest, the serial number kind of checks out. I think that's a legit photo. And the right photo is a pretty clean looking photo, if I do say so myself. All in all, these photos are really believable that this person actually has this game. The two photos on the left are for sure the same person. The photo on the right, not so much. But I want to call your attention to something here if we zoom in a lot. So as we zoom in on this photo here, as you look at the middle left, it says, "Answer the call of Arceus, said to be the creator of this world." And then it repeats the same message in, I think, Spanish, I believe. That really sticks out to me. And there's been a lot of tweets going around Twitter about what exactly that could mean. And so we'll go to the next photo here. Minimize out of that one and bring up this one. This is what people claim to be one of the introductory shots or a shot in the game itself. "Seek out all Pokemon and thou shalt find me once more." So a message from Arceus. We're talking with Arceus there. And we're summoned by Arceus. If we pay attention to image 1 here, it looks like we're answering the call of Arceus. We're going to go and seek out all Pokemon, and thou shalt find me once more. So this is a decree from Arceus, so it would seem. Really interesting stuff, but it goes a little bit further here. Minimize that one and that one. The next image that I see going forth in this timeline has got to be the start of the game, if this is in fact a legit image. Again, these are all over Twitter, so unverified by me, but just, are you alive, my boy? So, in typical Zelda fashion, we have to awaken for our journey, right? And this is a very Zelda-like game from what we've seen of the gameplay, so it kind of makes sense. I think they're pulling our leg a little bit, giving us a little bit of fun. Obviously, alluding to the fact that it's Zelda-like, in my opinion. But are you alive, my boy? So, we answer the call of Arceus, we see a bright light, we wake up on this shore with our 3 starters in front of us, and assuming the professor is behind them. So everything's kind of panning out like this thus far. And then we get to this next image courtesy of Pori Leaks, and it says, "Oh my, I'd completely forgotten. I had just caught up to these 3 Pokemon when," and then I would presume it would say, "when I found you lying on the beach." So this professor is probably chasing these Pokemon, researching them a little bit, and not having a whole lot of success in catching them, as we can see from this next image. He's very down. He says it's a sigh, "Alas, yet another miss." So after waking up on this island, the professor has chased these Pokemon who are probably investigating your unconscious body on the beach at that point, and then he's like trying to catch him, and failing miserably, of course, by the side that we can read and by the look that's visually upon his face, and then you're just standing there like an OG behind him. Notice the shirt, because that's important for later in this theory here, this low stakes theory. The very next image is a close-up of the player character, however they decided to make their character look, I would imagine, and we have that, a close-up of that shirt. And then you're handed 50 Pokeballs. So apparently the professor couldn't catch him, so you're roped into this for him so that you can go and capture them on his behalf. And that's probably how you're going to enter the expedition team anyways. Like, oh hey, this young blossoming trainer that I found on the beach is good at catching Pokemon. I think I can use him. Again, this image is courtesy of Pori Leaks. They posted it on their Twitter account, and I, of course, took this image to use for this video. So a huge shout out to them for providing this image on Twitter for everybody to see. And the next photo, this is a screenshot from the 3DS. This is an outfit that you can get in Pokemon X and Y, and I just think that's the coolest thing ever, because the theory is that you're called out of time and space. The Pokemon Lord Arceus himself, the god of Pokemon, calling you out of the X and Y to come and partake in this journey. Now, just this shirt alone doesn't provide a whole lot of credibility because, you know, fan service and all that. Really, there's nothing special about the image that would be considered fan service, so it does provide a different aspect to it. A callback to X and Y, of course, but interestingly enough, if you remember the story line for X and Y, there's a part of it that's mentioned in the backstory to the game, whereas AZ destroyed the world. He sacrificed a bunch of Pokemon, a bunch of things to bring his beloved Flabébé back to life. I think it was a Flabébé, it could have been a Floette. I'm a little bit dicey on the lore there, but either way, he tried to resurrect his beloved Pokemon that died in a war that happened 3,000 years prior to the story of X and Y. Now, here we are with this shirt that we see in X and Y. We appear in Legends Arceus in a world that has a lot of ruins. I'll showcase some of those ruins now. Like these ruins here, these ruins here, and all of these ruins here. Like, there's a lot of ruins in this game to take a look at, and you just keep seeing them and seeing them and seeing them, and they have to have come from somewhere. Like, this game takes place in the distant past of the Hisui region, so why are there ruins? Like, these ruins have obviously been here for a long time if they don't exist by the time you play Diamond and Pearl, and they exist now. There's a long space of time in between now and then, so it's very possible that the war that happened 3,000 years prior to X and Y's beginning is around the same time period that this is happening in. It could explain the uninhabitedness of this area. Like, we don't know how big that explosion was, how big that event was, but it would be cool to see them tie the two together, as I really liked X and Y. I'm gonna throw that out there. So after seeing those ruins, we got a lot of that going on. We have this potential shirt from the future, and then there's like another nail in the coffin here. In the game, as one of the rewards for playing Diamond and Pearl, having a save file on your game, you can get the original Team Galactic uniform in this game. That's a uniform that's a modern Team Galactic uniform that's from the future. So we can get items from the future and wear them in the past, which is interesting to me. Pokemon games aren't a stranger to time travel. In fact, it's actually mentioned a few times in the games, specifically in Gold and Silver. You are legitimately trading with a trainer in the past in Pokemon Gold and Silver. You can trade from Gold and Silver to Red and Blue, so it really brings it to your attention that you are trading with somebody from the past. So the games themselves, canonically, break time and space. Another aspect to this is the Pokemon Celebi, the Guardian of Time. That Pokemon frequently travels through time, and that's the way that you find it in Pokemon Coliseum, as well as Gold, Silver, and Crystal. If you were lucky enough to have that event, it literally travels to time to meet you in the Ilex Forest. So something that's really cool there. Time travel could be making a return in this game. It would be awesome to see if Arceus calls you from the future to go back to the past to kind of help out with the Hisui region after this catastrophic event that happened. Maybe not maybe in the not so distant past, the games could be tied together. Could have nothing to do with X and Y altogether. Like I said, this is a low stakes theory, so let me know what you think in the comments below. This is really just me hyping up the game and being super excited for it and showing off a few of the ideas that have been floating around my mind and floating around Twitter. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in a future video.